Hooray! Are we all ready to start reading and learning together again as a team? I want to continue my reading on polling and pollsters. So I think we were reading Wiki last time, and so there's a few different ways that things can be biased. So we're not going to keep going over all of this again still, but we can't cover everything very quickly. Some of this stuff seems to be fairly obvious, right? Like, so we're looking at potential inaccuracies, margin of error due to sampling. So we read about this. Confidence intervals, sample sizes, how things are sampled. Non-response bias. So yeah. So just because you approach 10,000 people doesn't mean 10,000 people answer the questionnaire, and so you're self-selecting for people that do like to fill out questionnaires or talk to people or whatever. Then we've got response bias. So this is like the hidden position, right? You're what people would now call virtue signaling. You are signaling to the world one position, but you actually have a hidden position. Then we can have misleading or loaded or trick questions, the double negatives, catching people out. Well, this is, if you're doing misleading questions or loaded questions, incredibly dishonest, right? And yeah, you do not want to be doing this. Involuntary facades and false correlations. So they're creating links where there are no links. Coverage bias. So they're in this, using examples where, you know, just if you're only sourcing from a single place, like just telephone, just internet, just landlines, then you're not covering the broad demographic of people. And then talk about influence failure, etc., etc. But anyway, let's read. Let's have a look at a few of these. Oh, there's an Australian polling council. This looks like it's a voluntary. Well, it's a company, right? Yeah. This is not a government initiative. This is probably just a council of companies, and they say, yep, we will adhere to your code of ethics. Fox and Hedgehog, that's the other one I couldn't remember. Okay. We've got YouGov. Huge. Remember back in the day when websites would be like, oh, you have to accept our cookies or you can't come to the website. And if you clicked decline, it wouldn't actually let you get to the website. Now you can click decline and they don't give a fuck because they're probably still tracking you anyway. The YouGov, I believe, is an international website. So yeah, predominantly famous for UK, US politics, but we do have an international section. And they're polling on, it looks like, damn near everything. word of mouth rises. What the fuck does that even mean? Brands generating the strongest surge in word of mouth scores. Okay, fuck me. Beer is number 1 and number 2. That's insane. Oh, but this is just rising. The change, percent change. Okay. So there's a lot of oh my god. It's crazy. You'd think that if you, they might show your own country's section. It'd be nice. Is there a filter in here that I can jump to just Australia stuff? No, because that would make too much sense. Categories. Politics. So from April, God, it's last month. So they delivered the most accurate polling of the recent South Australian state election, correctly estimating the primary vote shares of all 3 major parties to within 1 percentage point, and was the only pollster to do so. That's pretty good. Why YouGov was the most accurate? YouGov's accuracy is driven by its unique data-led methodology incorporating verified past federal vote behavior class identification. These inputs allow YouGov to build highly representative samples and capture shifts in voter behavior that other polling methods can miss. Accurate forecasting was particularly challenging in this election due to historically unusual outcomes. The Labor Party secured the highest share of seats in its history in South Australia, lowest vote share in any state or federal election. One Nation finished second in the primary vote for the first time since its founding. That is wild. YouGov is the only pollster in Australia to consistently measure self-identified by class, providing deeper insight into electoral dynamics. So, key trends including Labor losing working class voters to One Nation, Labor gaining middle class voters from the Liberals, yes, strong One Nation performance in the working class northern suburbs, Labor winning blue ribbon Liberal Adelaide electorates for the first time. This is a big old company. This website doesn't, I don't feel like I'm going to get too much insight from these websites. They feel more like, who's really behind your data? Reality report. I literally clicked download now. Server not found? Cool. Server not found. Double cool. Pioneering technologies. Innovation. Human verified AI insights. Deeper truths. Right. Fox and Hedgehog. What is happening here? Apparently I'm still live, but apparently server's not found. On web pages? Okay. Hey. This is weird. How am I still streaming, but not able to connect to web pages? Right. There we go. This seems to be audio bitrate is 0, lower than the recommended rate. See, so I've disconnected and then had to reconnect. And lost internet. Sick. Okay. I am so out of the loop with the political news at the moment. But what? My God, are you serious? This is weird.